Good morning, everyone. Now we are gonna see regarding functions in JavaScript. In JavaScript, functions are blocks of reusable code that can be defined and invoked for performing specific tasks. Right? When we declare a function, we will write some common execution statements that could be whenever we want to have the same code to be executed, you can call a function. There are two common ways to declare functions in JavaScript: function declarations and function expressions. The way function could be declared, the syntax is given here. Function name, parameters has to be given, and in the within the curly braces we are going to give the function body, that is code that has to be executed, and the function has to return something, and it is optional. It could be null value or it could be something that has to be written. And here is an example of a function declaration. Here function, I am declaring greet function, passing a parameter name, and within the curly braces I am giving the execution code that it has to return hello, the name, the parameter that has been passed has to be taken here, and the exclamatory mark. These are the two strings that will be uh, displaying. Okay, and the function invocation could be done like where message equals to greet JavaScript. This is the name parameter that is being passed here, and this will be taking hello JavaScript. Okay, and I'm asking to print the message, so it will be displaying hello JavaScript. So this is an example where it takes a name parameter and returns a greeting message containing the provided name. Okay, function declarations are hosted in JavaScript, which means they can be called before they are defined in the code. But this behavior can be helpful, but it's still a good practice to declare the function before only and then invoke them to improve code readability. And remember that in addition to function declaration, you can also use function expressions, arrow functions, and various other approaches to define functions in JavaScript. So function parameters, we see, parameters are the placeholders for the values. In this example, these are the function is add numbers, a and b are the parameters. These parameters will are like a placeholders for the values that you have to pass to the function when you invoke it. Parameters allow you to make your functions more flexible and reusable by allowing them to work with the different inputs. If here I am asking add numbers a and b, return the value a plus b, and function invocation with arguments, that is here I am asking sum, variable sum. I am trying to invoke the function add numbers 5 and 3. I am giving passing invocating. I am calling this function by passing the parameters. So it will be giving me console displaying the sum. And another way is where another sum, that is add numbers 10 and 7. That is also one more example for this. And you can even have any number of parameters in the function declaration. They just need to be separated by comma. Here is one more function called multiply, which is taking three parameters a, b, c and returning a into b into the product of a in a, b, c. Okay, and variable product equals to multiply. I am trying to invoke multiply function and display the product. Okay, they, as we know, JavaScript is dynamically typed language. So whatever type of parameters you are gonna give, the function will be accepting it. Here I have given numbers. I could have given float values also. The function will be accepting it. And default parameters, you can also provide default values for parameters which are used when no value is passed for that parameter during function invocation. If you see here, I am giving default parameter name equals to guest a string value. Okay, here return hello name. So console dot, if you see, I am trying to invoke the greet function without giving any parameter. So what it does, whatever parameter that has been initially default, by default it is passed, that only it is going to print. Now in the second line, I'm trying to invoke the greet function as Bhavana string value I am sending. So it will be printing hello Bhavana. So default parameter value of guest is printed, and if no argument is provided, the default value is used. And functions as objects, functions are first class objects, which means they can be treated like any other value or object. This property, it will be allowing, enables us to use assign functions to variables, pass them as arguments and other functions, and even store them in data structures like arrays and objects. Here is an example. If you see variable greet function name, okay, i am giving I am calling it to display like console.log to print in the console that greet function giving passing the parameter datrika. It will be printing like this. In this example, function greet is assigned to a variable greet. Function is assigned to a variable greet with a argument. Functions can also be passed as arguments to other functions. Like this is one example. It will be allowing for powerful patterns like callbacks. Okay, here if you see, I am declaring a function called calculate a, b, and operation that has to be supplied as in parameters, and it has to return operation a, b. Function add x comma y, it will be returning sum of the parameters, and function subtract the two operands I am sending and asking it to return x minus y. See here I am trying to call functions. See console.log calculate function I am calling 5 comma 3 comma add. So addition is again a function I am trying to call it as a parameter. So this is one way of using as an argument, function used as an argument. And functions can also be stored in arrays or objects. So here are math functions, add and subtract. I am passing them math functions as an array. So asking math functions, the first parameters are 3 comma 2, that is this function has to give addition. So if you see, the output will be 5. This is the other way, like variable operations equals to I am giving two variables and assigning these functions to those variables and trying to invoke that function in the console.log. Like I am asking operations dot addition, okay, and passing the parameters. So it will be given addition is sum, as we have seen in the previous slide. Add function we have assigned to addition, subtract function we have assigned to subtraction variable. Okay, so this it has taken and giving the value. Okay, and functions can also be returned from other functions creating closures. Like if you see create multiplier factor, return function number, return number into factor. So this number whatever we have passed, it will be this function number will be returned by this, and function number will be returning number into factor. So here create multiplier 2, it will be passing double 5. So already multiplier factor is 2 and the number is 5, so it will be giving 2 into 5, that is 10. Okay, and anonymous functions like you also known as function expressions are, it will be defining without any name. So if you see variable greet equals to function name, return hello name. Console.log will be giving greet nirmit, the output will be hello nirmit. The anonymous function is assigned to the variable greet. You can then invoke the function using the greet variable. Anonymous functions are commonly used when passing functions as arguments to other functions. For instance, that is array.prototype.map function. Okay, variable numbers. Here I am giving an array to the numbers array. Variable squared numbers dot map function number. So it will be returning number into number. So output will be this element into the same element. Okay, 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 4 into 4, 5 into 5. This is an example which gives the square of each number in the uh, numbers array, and the result will be displayed. You can also use array functions as more concise syntax for anonymous functions. See, where numbers equals to this array, variable squared numbers equals to numbers dot map. See, number is again a function, number into number. So it will be giving a squared numbers. Okay. So this is arrow function. Arrows functions will be helping us to concise way how we are writing our anonymous functions. Here are some more examples for it. Function add a plus b. This is the regular function what we have given. It could be equivalent to write like this: constant add arrow equals to a comma b, passing the parameters. We are declaring it to be a function with parameters a comma b. It has to execute a plus b. Okay. Add arrow, so it will be giving invoking. I'm trying to invoke it using console.log, so the output will be 8. So arrow function with one parameter. This is the regular function. This could be equivalent to like this. You can write arrow function like this for this same square. Square arrow equals to x equals to x into x. You in the console you try to invoke the function. Arrow function with no parameters could also be done. So like this way, if we write without passing any parameters and execution statement, it will be giving the without any parameters we are doing. Okay. So that is few more examples. Arrow function with this context, when we call it with this dot last name, this last name is been declared in the in this class, that is person class, where I am giving Alice as the first name, Johnson as last name, and get full name to a function where it will be giving the full name, like return this dot first name from this one class, this dot last name it will be giving. So I am printing person dot get full name, that function I am trying to call back that function using an object. Okay, in this way we will be creating a arrow functions with few differences from regular functions. And built-in functions are also there, like string functions, array functions. Okay, JavaScript provides a variety of built-in functions that offer useful functionality without needing to create them from the scratch. Those are already been defined. So predefined functions are there, we just need to import them, um, use the libraries. Okay, like here mathematical calculations, for manipulating strings, for working with the dates, there are some built-in functions in JavaScript. String functions, you can have an example like length to uppercase, index of substring. And coming to array functions, you are having array dot length, array dot sort, array dot index of, reduce. And there are other math functions: square root, random, floor, seal, round. So current date, when you are working with the date functions, you are having get full year, get month, get date, get day. Regular expression functions are also there. These are the few functions in JavaScript. Thank you all. Keep learning.